you also spoke about kind of funds moving into India, right? Through offshore funds, you spoke about partnering with likes of Shansi, SBM, having offshore funds with money kind of moving into India. That becomes a really interesting piece, given that you see, a renewed interest from government of India uh, on kind of having dollar investments coming into India, and that becoming a higher priority. So, how does that entire piece work, and kind of what role does EQ play in that?
As I said, the gift city one is getting very active thanks to government,
Mm-hmm.
Indian government. It's getting more popular for dollar route of money leaving Indian offshore and money coming into India as well. So
Mm-hmm.
we as a neutral player, we not only are talking about money moving out of India, we're also talking about facilitating of money movement, the USD movement, investing into Indian market as well. How does that happen is currently offshore mutual funds, the likes of Kotak, Abacus, ICICI, SBI, a lot of Indian fund houses have offshore legs. They open up offshore mutual funds. The job of
Mm-hmm.
this offshore fund is to pick up NRI money and global national money to get invested into India because they become a collecting vehicle to pick up this money based out of offshore jurisdiction like Gift City,
Mm-hmm.
Mauritius, Singapore. The fund houses are based there. They pick up this money and they invest through their funds into India. From an
Right.
NRI perspective, who is looking to invest, let's say into India, typically the route for him is to transfer money to his NRI account, and from NRI then he invests into various funds. So, and then obviously there is a PAN card requirement. If at all there is an Aadhaar also piece to it. Compliances
Mm-hmm.
as far as capital gains are concerned. So he has to be in touch with his CA to kind of take care on the capital gains perspective.
Makes
And
sense.
more importantly, tomorrow when he wants to redeem the funds back, he will redeem the Indian mutual funds. Money will now come back to his Indian bank account, and he will have to repatriate back to his overseas bank. There is a bit of a legwork required that. So from a convenience perspective, these offshore funds they facilitate dollar inflow. So they pick up this NRI money into these offshore funds. Through their fund, they invest in India. So the NRI gets very convenient route to invest.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow, when he wants to redeem, he gives a redemption to this fund house. The fund house now will redeem the funds and transfer the funds back to the NRI's offshore account. So
Understood.
he now does not have to take care of converting the dollar to rupee, rupee back to dollar, or any PAN card compliances around that, or any capital gains pieces around that. Because these offshore funds don't deduct any capital gains. Whether it is a
Mm-hmm.
gift city or any of these offshore funds, they don't deduct any capital gains.
Understood.
Whatever is the NAV, they give back that NAV back to the client. It is the client onus wherever he is residing to file his own returns. If it happens to be a US client, he pays taxes accordingly. If he happens to be a Middle East client, he pays zero tax effectively, or so on and so forth. So this becomes
Right.
a very important and a convenient route for an overseas money to be invested into India. We
Mm-hmm.
become a very neutral player here by aggregating these funds, all of these funds on a platform. So the fund houses there, which are available across the globe, we have aggregated those funds also on a platform. So now
Mm-hmm.
this client can simply log into a platform, pick up any fund which will invest into India through our platform. So he transfer funds seamlessly. So dollar travels into dollar. The fund houses now will convert the dollar to rupee, but from the client perspective, he's transacting directly through his dollar account,
Directly to
getting money back into
dollars.
his dollar account. The convenience is what we bring to the table. The tax advantage is what it brings as well. More importantly, from an India perspective, we are able to facilitate USD inflows into Indian equity markets through this offshore funds aggregation that we have done. Layman terms, if you want to invest into an SDFC mutual fund, you don't go
Mm.
directly there. You go to an aggregator app. Through that app is what you invest into various fund houses.
Fair.
Similarly, we have built up this aggregator app of offshore funds. So you come
Mm-hmm.
onto this app, you pick up any of these funds and invest into it. So that's a convenience, more relevant from an NRI and a global national perspective. A NRI to still has his NRI account. A global national will never go and set up his own demat account. He might just leave the Indian opportunity.
Of
So
course.
this is where this offshore funds comes to this guy's rescue, that they give
Mm-hmm.
them a seamless way to invest. Our perspective is we bring convenience there. That instead of investing into various fund houses, offshore fund houses individually, You just come on to us and pick and choose wherever you would want to invest. So single KYC, single login, you can invest across the globe, including India, in dollar. So there is a use case that we have developed there of money flow into India as
Makes sense. No, I think that really puts things into perspective. And given the advent of zones like Gift City, which kind of allows these kind of entities to be showed up in that area to operate in a way that still allows dollar movement inwards. I think that really makes a lot of sense.
well.
From a global investor perspective, I think that this kind of opens up and makes the India opportunity for them seamless. If my understanding is correct, right?
Yep, absolutely. Very, very
Fair.
seamless because he then now can pick up any funds. The dollar route becomes very convenient.
Makes sense. Makes sense. No, I think this is brilliant, and thank you so much for sharing that. And having said that, I think it has been a really enriching session with you, Satinder. Thank you so much for doing this and taking out the time on a Saturday afternoon. Once again, it is a pleasure having you here. Thank you so much.
Pleasure, Shreyas. Thanks for kind of bringing this up. Pleasure talking to you and the audience.
Thank you.